Hi, I'm Dr. Doug Callen for Calm Waves. We're the brain performance guys. Welcome to this video. Welcome to our website. Want to tell you about this cranial electrical stimulation device, a CES Ultra unit, that benefits thousands of people and maybe will really help you a lot as well. We want to tell you what it is, what it does, who it's good for, how it works, so that at the end of this video, you'll know whether it's something that will help you and your family or not. Now, the CES Ultra, this unit right here, is a medical device. It's not a toy. It's not made in Billy Joe Bob's garage and sold on eBay. It's a medical device. It's registered and regulated by the FDA for insomnia, sleep issues, and anxiety, all different kinds of anxiety. So it can be touted as a medical treatment for those two things, sleep and anxiety. It's been around since the 1950s. It is as old as I am. It's been used all through the world, used in Europe. In Europe, they're called electro sleep devices. And here they're called cranial electrical stimulation devices. They've been studied since the 1950s in peer-reviewed studies, over 100 peer-reviewed studies. So these are not the kinds of studies that somebody just does in the research and development department and says, oh yeah, it's clinically studied, but over 100 peer-reviewed studies. And not just on depression, anxiety, and insomnia, but also on topics like ADHD and IQ, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, post-traumatic stress disorder, drug and alcohol treatment, and more. So widely studied, widely peer-reviewed since the 1950s, over 50 years. Now we use it with our professional athletes. So every one of the professional athletes that we work with gets one of these units because they all talk about how it gives them peaceful focus. So they will use it before a game, they will use it after a game to help them calm down and sleep. So we really like this. We see a lot of good benefits from the CES units. So who's it good for? People that are stressed or that have stressful jobs. Now this is kind of a wide universe right now of people with stress. We know that there are a number of people who at work are more and more stressed because their employer is asking them to do more and more work with less and less resources. We see that as each year goes by. We also know that in the last couple of years, the sense of depression or anxiety has doubled in teenagers and even children because of all the disruption and uncertainty in the world in the last couple of years. So they can benefit from this as well in reducing those symptoms. Reducing stress, reducing anxiety, helping people focus, helping people sleep. It's also good for their parents who are stressed and trying to help raise children and teenagers today. So for stress-related issues, it's very good. They're also good for anxiety disorders. So whether it's generalized anxiety disorder or even panic attacks, it's very useful for that. Or performance anxiety, like athletes might have, actors, singers, and so on before they go out on stage. Very good to calm down that part of the brain. Sleep is a very common problem. Millions of people report having sleep problems. How do you treat sleep problems? You do anything that you can to figure out how to sleep at night, how to go to sleep within half an hour, how to sleep 8 hours a night. People want that so badly. So people will turn to things like smoking marijuana, drinking alcohol, using medications, whatever. This is a great device for that. Again, known as electro sleep devices in Central Europe. Also, people who are looking for greater clarity of thinking, greater focus. You know, sometimes we get 20 thoughts competing for our attention inside our head. This helps turn that down to just one thought. So you can just work on what you need to work on, get in the zone, get it done, work in that kind of flow state. So what does it do? It stimulates deep structures in the brain, stimulates the entire brain in some ways, energizing the brain, and also stimulates the vagus nerve. So what does that mean? Let me go put this down. So the vagus nerve runs from the base of the brain down to every organ in the abdomen. Runs through the ears as well, comes up into the ears. We know that when we stimulate, energize, invigorate the vagus nerve, it allows us to handle stresses better. So you'll see a lot of books out now and a lot of devices out now that are vagus nerve stimulators. This actually does that and does it with the quality of being a medical device. If this is the spinal cord, brainstem, and up into the limbic system here, right in the deep structures of the brain, it's this limbic system that creates the noise. Let's just use that word. It creates the noise or the energy which causes anxiety, keeps you up at night, worry, all those kinds of things. Fear of the future, they're all kind of generated here in the limbic system with a part of the limbic system called the amygdala. And it is what manages the whole fight or flight system, this part of the sympathetic nervous system that tells us, should we be afraid? Is this thing good for us or bad for us? Is this going to eat me or am I going to eat it? The amygdala kind of makes all those decisions. So the CES unit, by having just a little teeny weeny charge of electricity, a little tiny electric pulses at 100 times a second, from this earlobe to this earlobe, right through the middle of the brain, stimulates this in such a way that it calms down, stimulates the whole brain, energizes the whole brain, and then works on the central part of the brain, calming it down. That's how it can help with depression, anxiety, stress, insomnia, the focus and clarity for people with ADHD, chronic pain. Chronic pain is generated from here as well. The pain from fibromyalgia, post-traumatic stress disorder, these things. How does it handle all these things? Because of how it works on our brain, central nervous system, vagus nerve, and so on. It's a really terrific medical intervention.